Hi everyone, I'm Anthony Gallegos alongside IGN's Andrew Goldfarb,
Hey,
and we're checking out Antichamber. So Andrew knows nothing about this game,
I
so
know literally nothing
I
about this
told
game.
him how to move and how to look around, and that's it.
Oh my god.
So this is a first-person puzzle game that
Mm-hmm.
is really going to screw with your brain. So it's often you get these little tips through these little pictures, and this is the main menu.
Ah,
So the main menu is also
wow.
done through first person. Um, so you have all the important controls right there, right? Space to jump,
Oh, it's
shift to walk.
timed? Oh my god. Now there's so much pressure all of a sudden.
There's a lot to learn about this game, and some of it does involve time. Um, but so look around, and
Okay.
you see every journey is a series of choices. The first is to begin the journey.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to this exit, I assume. Oh, am I supposed to do this? Oh my god.
All
What?
right. So I'm not. My whole goal is Andrew's never played the game, and I really don't want to tell him anything because part of what makes Antichamber so special. Well, there you go, Andrew.
Oh, okay. I thought I did something bad.
That's the whole thing about this game is that I wouldn't say you ever do anything bad. The game rewards you for your curiosity. If you try something, you'll get some sort of feedback that tells you that you can't do that. Maybe it'll be like in that instance, you can't go that way. Here's this pit. What the hell is it? Well,
Oh, well,
can't
no.
jump over it.
That was just me being bad. Oh
But where did you end up? So this is
my
the whole thing.
god.
Is the game is just a really weird. I mean, yes, to say failing to succeed does not mean failing to progress. Okay, so you did that weird jump. You didn't necessarily do anything, but who knows where you're going. And what I love about the game is the way it uses color to kind of draw your attention and make you want to investigate. It
Yeah.
shows you something different, and it always gives you these little hints through these little pictures.
Some paths are clear. I mean, this almost my like initial first time seeing this game. It kind of reminds me of the Unfinished Swan.
And I will say that I've also played it, and it also reminded me of Unfinished Swan a lot before the end, except without any real narrative like
Oh my
Unfinished Swan
god.
had.
Should I go up or down?
Well, that's for you to pick.
Okay.
That's what, like I said, the whole thing about Antichamber is you never are wrong.
Okay. Well, like
That didn't work.
this is awesome. Like I already am so into this. Oh, okay. Well, that didn't work either though.
Wait, what do these signs say?
Just doesn't matter if the outcome is the same.
All right.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
yeah. So the whole point is that you start to, as you play this, you develop a vocabulary of the things that it might ask you to do, and eventually, you'll get frustrated or you'll have those moments where you're annoyed. But let's see.
So I was going left or going right. Okay.
Well, so this is one of those moments where the game challenges you to think outside the box, and there's nothing
Oof.
wrong. Everyone's gonna laugh and think, "Oh, Andrew's being dumb." But trust me, when you get deeper into this game, you will notice that it really does challenge a lot of the normal things that you think about trying to do when you're in a game.
I'm trying to
Well,
think what.
there's one direction. I don't want to tell you anything, but I will say there's one direction you haven't tried, and that's the only hint I can give
Okay.
without.
Well.
Um, the developer has. If you even go to the Antichamber website, the developer even talks about how much he loves the fact that people have to beat their heads against the wall to kind of see where they're going. What what does that say?
Oh, yeah. I missed the sign.
When you return to where you've been, things aren't always as remembered.
Hmm.
So even that simple act of going backwards, Andrew didn't realize it, but when he had come to that part with the two choices, he had teleported. Um, that's the game's really hard to follow as far as the map goes because you teleport so much. Yep.
Are these things gonna hurt me? Oh, okay. I'm like so nervous going into each room. Escape. Okay.
Some choices leave us running around without anywhere to go. So anytime you need to get back, you can hit escape, and then if you turn around, you'll see the main map here, and you can kind of select where you want to go.
Oh, and you can return.
Exactly.
Interesting.
So remember, so I will say that what you are, well, you want to go there again.
To this part.
And I will say that remember the controls. It's space to jump, WSAD to move, and shift to walk if you want. So shift in a direction. You have to hold shift down,
Oh,
and
I see what
then
you're saying.
and then you can walk instead of run.
But why? Oh.
Well, yeah. So this is the whole point. This game has a lot of really weird imagery. The visuals are a little a little sparse in it, but it's because every time it wants to do something with color and that sort of thing, it's because it's very much trying to draw your attention there. I will say that so far, it doesn't really have the personality of, say, something like Portal, which I think is what this game's going to get compared to. Um, but it does such great things with the way it kind of screws with your perception that make it really fun to play and kind of make you feel rewarded. And I love the little quips that it puts down and things like that, because they kind of make you feel maybe a little silly that you didn't finish what you just tried, but
Oh my god. Yeah, it's like it's so like I'm guessing watching it isn't quite the same experience as playing through it and like running into these scenarios, which is just so crazy.
yeah, and that's the whole thing is that I'm smiling as I watch Andrew do this because I've already done this, and yeah, the first time you play all these things, it's really kind of charming. The first time it happens to you and it catches you off guard and really does surprise you. Um, and it's fun just seeing people experiment and play around because you don't really know what's going to happen. You could probably, I guess you could jump over it. Probably didn't. Yeah. Just like love, Andrew.
Oh.
What's that feel like?
If only I knew.
Um,
Okay. Put me up here.
yes. So there were steps actually generating underneath you. Um, but yeah, a lot of the environments do look kind of plain and white, which is why I don't think the game always shows the best in like a quick trailer.
Sure.
Because it makes it just look like one white hallway after the other. But the game gets really complex as you go along. And even some of these early environments that Andrew's coming to, he'll return to over time in a Metroid-style way where eventually you'll learn new things about ways to control the environment that will make it worth coming back to. And you'll come to an area and realize that there was something you missed simply because maybe you just didn't look up. It could be as simple as that. Well, I'm not telling you that, so you.
Oh
actually
no,
look
I
up.
know. Okay. Oh, can't jump that. Oh man, I heard some water. Like the sound is really cool too.
Yeah,
'cause
so
over here,
I
like-
know, right? Why is there water? I couldn't tell you, but it does. Like I said, the soundscape and everything in it is very sparse. So you're back here. Yeah, there's just little subtle things that once you've played it, you start to see that are a little fun. Yeah, so I think. Oh yeah, see, you're
Oh,
back here.
Okay.
But I don't want to give away. Andrew's kind of shown how to solve a couple puzzles, but the whole point of this game is that figuring out those things is just really rewarding for you. I mean, as Andrew goes, like there are times in this game that I've, yeah. So this is an instance where it is the dead end room again. But again, anytime you dead end, you can always hit escape, come back to here,
Yeah.
and you can teleport to anywhere. You can hop around to any of the rooms that you've been to previously just by mousing over them.
Try returning here. I really love that effect. Even just like these little like visual effects are kind of interesting.
Yeah, and it's cool that it's like a wind chime or something. Whenever Andrew moves fast, it actually sets it off. Away we go. Well, that's the exit to actually escape the whole game. But I can tell you that it's this is not a very short game. It is an indie game made by a really small team of guys, but it takes between 6 and 8 hours. And yes, some of that will be where you're wandering aimlessly, beating your head against a wall, trying to figure it out. But man, when you finally do, it's so rewarding. But that was another instance where simply by moving through that square, everything teleported and changed. So I don't want to give away too much of the game. Andrew's run a bit in a circle, but he's actually passed the solution several times. You can all tell him in the comments what it was. That's kind of a brief overview of Antichamber. We're going to have a review going up on IGN, and I know that the part we showed you here isn't necessarily the most riveting or exciting, but trust me, when you're playing it and you're discovering those things for yourself for the very first time, you're figuring out something as simple as walking backwards instead of walking forwards. And eventually there are instruments in the game that are very similar to the portal gun. They don't quite cast portals, but they work in a way that it changes the way you use the environment. The game just really manages to keep a great pacing. And we're going to have a review going up on IGN. Andrew's going to continue to kind of
to just aimlessly wander in
until
circles.
he figures it out, but that's the whole point.
Right.
Sometimes it makes that time when you spend that time wandering, the moment you make your moment of discovery, it is so exciting. So that's a large overlook of Antichamber. It comes out on Steam the 31st of January. Everyone should definitely keep their eye on this one. And for a lot more on Antichamber and games like that on IG, games like that, where should they go, Andrew?
To IGN.com, of course.